Good afternoon, you're tuned into CNN News 18 and I'm Poonam Burde. Let's get you started on this edition with breaking news coming in over the pan-India crackdown on the Popular Front of India. Several arrests have been made in Delhi. Members of the Popular Front of India who were arrested by the NIA during these raids this morning will be produced before the Delhi's Patiala House Court in just a short while from now. They will be produced before Special NIA Court Judge Shailendra Malik. That's the latest that we are picking up from our sources. My colleagues getting us the latest as far as the crackdown and the investigation in perhaps the biggest terror cleanup operation yet in the country against the Popular Front of India takes place. Several arrests made in Delhi, including Vice President and the Chief of the Delhi's PFI unit, Parvez Ahmed, who was arrested this morning. Ananya, my colleague, getting us the very latest. Ananya, when are we expecting for Special NIA Judge Shailendra Malik's court to begin that hearing?
Well, definitely. Actually, the production had to happen at around 2 p.m. But since it's due to the rains, it's got a little delayed, and it will be happening anytime around 3:15 to 3:30. And all of these three freshly arrested accused who have been arrested by the National Investigation Agency in what we can term as one of the biggest terror cleanups in the country would be produced before Special NIA Judge Shailendra Malik around 3:15 to 3:30. The NIA would be seeking a custody of all of these accused. We shall remember that NIA is a special agency and can in fact seek full of 14 to 15 days of police custody remand of all of these accused in order to quiz them. Remember, the three were arrested from the national capital and would be produced before the Patiala House Court's Special NIA Judge, Mr. Shailendra Malik. So it would be very, very crucial to see as to what would be the arguments of the NIA when they go on to seek, in fact, a police custody remand. However, we are not allowed to cover all of these proceedings because the NIA's cases are in-camera proceedings and only accused and, in fact, the agencies are allowed to be inside when the cases are being heard. However, we'll keep our viewers updated and up to date as to what the court has passed and how many days of police custody remand, if at all granted, is given to the NIA to quiz all of these accused persons into this particular terror cleanup that is being done by the National Investigation Agency. Studios.
Absolutely, and it's not just this particular hearing that is going to be one that is, a tight-lipped one. That the entire operation really was carried out by the NIA in tandem with the Enforcement Directorate, with some CRPF personnel aiding them in non-BJP ruled states as well. And of course, the law enforcement agencies on ground in each of those 13 states where these raids took place, some which started at about 2 or 3 a.m. this morning. But let's tell our viewers who are just joining in this broadcast of how exactly this transpired, the scale of this entire operation. Now, this is a multi-agency, multi-state crackdown on the Popular Front of India. 13 states is where we saw this crackdown since morning. Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, all of the southern Indian states were raided this morning, multiple locations. That's also where most of the arrests have taken place as well. Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar too saw their fair share of the arrests, their fair share of the raids as well. West Bengal is where not only arrests have taken place, but protests have also taken place by PFI members and their activists. Assam and Manipur too, two northeastern states there. We saw early morning raids that were conducted. The PFI office in Guwahati in Assam was also sealed and raided by the agency as part one of their investigation. Even as this entire crackdown across the country was unfolding, CNN News 18 was on ground in each one of those states, getting you the very latest of how exactly this entire operation was carried out, what was the source of investigation, in which direction that investigation was going, and what exactly was recovered. Harish, my colleague, joins us from Bengaluru now. Siddhant Mishra also with me from New Delhi. And Siddhant, I'd like to begin with you. The Delhi chief of the PFI, the man who was arrested in 2020, Parvez Ahmed, for the 2020 Delhi Northeast riots, has been arrested this morning yet again. You spoke to his wife this morning. They have nothing more to say than the fact that this is nothing but vendetta and witch hunt by the agency.
Well, absolutely, and this is what Parvez Ahmed's family has to say. They told me on camera that at around 7 a.m. in the morning, teams arrived at Parvez Ahmed's residence, and team was supported by CRPF personnel. And initially, Parvez did not open the door. Then local constable from Jamia police station did call Parvez's friend Irfan and told him that there is a warrant that has been issued by the courts against Parvez, and please ask him to open the door because there is no other way out. He is going to get arrested today. So Irfan asked Parvez to open the door and join the investigation and cooperate in the probe. After which, for 2 hours, searches were conducted at Parvez Ahmed's residence, and post that he was placed under the arrest. Now, along with Parvez's residence, PFI office at Shaheen Bagh was also searched by Enforcement Directorate's team, and in fact, they have sealed that entire office. We have been told hard disk, computer, laptop, electronic devices have been seized by the agency. In fact, some pamphlets have also been received, and donation receipts have also been seized by the agency in large number. So now these evidence have been collected. They have been taken to the Enforcement Directorate's office, and we can expect official release from both NIA and Enforcement Directorate by late in the evening. But right now we are waiting for these accused to be produced before the court for remand.
Absolutely. And in case of Delhi, it perhaps is going to be the first city where these arrested PFI members are going to be produced in court, and that is where we will get leads from as far as what the NIA's case against them is as far as today's crackdown is concerned. But let's tell our viewers how this crackdown was actually planned, because this was not an impromptu one. The first step was that 3 months in advance is when the planning actually began. It took about 3 months for the planning to take place so that the execution could happen today as efficiently as it did. Step number 2 in fact, was that all locations and targets of those who were going to be raided and arrested was verified a week ago by the NIA that was leading the charge as far as this crackdown is concerned. The government, especially the MHA, was closely monitoring the preparations, was closely monitoring every step of the way as far as this big crackdown or big operation is concerned. Step number 4 was how in non-BJP ruled states, perhaps anticipating some sort of pushback or non-cooperation, the NIA teams that were in those states were given CRPF teams or CRPF personnel with them, attached with them, so that they could carry out this operation successfully. The NIA teams, including the DG of NIA, was in the control room since midnight yesterday, just a few hours before the operation actually took place on ground. IB control room was also set up, and that was being monitored by the director, Tapan Dekha himself. He himself was present in the control room for the Intelligence Bureau late at night. What's more significant is that NSA Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor of the country, was also monitoring this entire operation firsthand. He too was at the IB control room since about 1 a.m., just a few hours before the first team of the NIA across the country actually conducted these raids. We're given to understand that the first raid perhaps took place at about 2 or 3 a.m. this morning. Harish Upadhyay reporting from Bengaluru, getting us the very latest as far as the arrests from Karnataka are concerned. Because Harish, the number of arrests as far as PFI members is concerned in Karnataka is pretty huge. 20 if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, more than 20 in fact. More information coming in about arrests. We've seen this in Bangalore. We've seen arrests happening in Mangaluru. 3 of the state office bearers have been picked up. One from Harihara, Davangere, various places. Also significant recoveries. In fact, in Kalaburgi, one of the state, the district president's house was raided, and around 14 lakhs recovered from there. More importantly, 70 new mobile phones recovered along with the tabs, raising questions on what these devices were used for. These are unusual recoveries that have happened. So there would be more. Also, we understand that crucial offices of PFI, whether it's in Bangalore or Mangalore, both of them very active in recent past. The digital devices in these offices have been picked up as well, and the intelligence being shared. The state is also backing them, and as I rightly mentioned, central forces also being part of this particular raid, especially in Mangalore and Bangalore, because both of these offices of the PFI are located in sensitive areas. So the police and the ED and NI not wanting to take any chances had Central forces present there. We saw a minor protest happening in Mangaluru, with the police quickly springing into action and ensuring that it doesn't affect the raid that was going on at the PFI office. In fact, SDPI office that was next door was also not spared. That too was searched because perhaps the NI teams believed that there could be some bit of evidence and documents that might have been kept there. They did not want to take chances. So even the SDPI office next door in Mangaluru was also raided. Search operations carried out there as well. Remember, Karnataka is a crucial state for the PFI. Several of the senior leaders are from here. They're very active in Karnataka. They have a very close working relationship with the PFI unit of the Kerala as well. And we have seen PFI members being involved in some of the hate crimes as well as communal killings that have happened in coastal Karnataka and Malnad region, especially in the last month or so. Last 2 months, we've seen some of their members being under the scanner in the Praveen Nitar murder case. We've also seen one of their members being picked up in the Prem Singh stabbing case in Shimoga, after which their office was also raided. So they're very active. The members have been constantly under the scanner every time there has been a communal incident or a communal killing.
Absolutely, and that's just not the case with Karnataka. Across the country, in fact, there have been multiple cases that PFI members, PFI top leadership really faces, and all of that is under investigation as this crackdown continues. Stay on with me.